Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So guys, the market really hasn't moved that much over the last few days. As you guys can see, we are still in fear and greed 35. So not far deep into fear. However, we're kind of at that midpoint, just slightly on the fearful side of that midpoint. Bitcoin dominance is still holding on, guys, 60% for Bitcoin dominance. And as you guys can see, market isn't moving too much. The market cap at 3.13 trillion, that's down about 1.28%. And the volume for the top 100 coins, that is at about 195 billion. So that's only down not even a percentage point. And when we look at the chart here, you guys can see many of the cryptocurrencies in the space, the top 10, top 50, what have you. A lot of those coins, although they are moving a little bit, we're not seeing anything significant in the space to denote any kind of strong move either to the upside or to the downside. In my estimation, though, I think this next move, the next move that we're going to see is going to be to the upside. We're getting further along in the cycle. I mean, it is now almost mid-February. How many months do we have until May? March, April, May, 3 months. Then we get into the summer. The summer is an interesting time because some summers we've seen a lot of action for cryptocurrency. Others, we see a downturn. Sometimes it is flat. In the fall, that is the last hurrah. Though for many reasons, and for more information on what I'm doing this particular bull run, guys, I'm opening up my portfolio, letting everybody know what price points I'm going to be cashing out. You can follow all that at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. So, this market, following it very, very carefully. As you guys can see, I've got XRP up here on the daily, and over the last few days, XRP hasn't really moved too much. Right now, one XRP is going for about almost $2.40 per coin. And yes, although we were up here for a little while, trading in the threes, XRP did drop along with the rest of the market. But guys, now we're trading in and around here. So this is pretty consistent with where we were trading before this push to the upside, cutting sideways and then moving back down. So we really haven't lost any ground since early January. And even if this was trending for a longer amount of time, and we were still kind of in this zone before another leg up, that would be completely normal. So this we can consider an anomaly. I'm happy at an XRP trading at $2.40 right now. Where I would not be happy is if XRP was trading down and around here or down and around here. At this point in the cycle, that would be a total anomaly. So very, very thankful we're seeing XRP price holding up. Let's take a look at Bitcoin real quickly. Bitcoin is also showing promise, guys. Right now, one Bitcoin is holding in and around 96,900 per coin. So we have seen a bit of a cool down. We do need to get up above this top now up here, 109. What was it? $109,000 for one Bitcoin. So we are going to get there slowly but surely, I think. The Modern Investor here posting this, guys. There's only 140,000 Bitcoin left on OTC markets. If MicroStrategy makes 3 more purchases, okay, all OTC Bitcoin is depleted. So just think about supply for a second, okay? If the ETFs accumulate as much as they did in January, OTC BTC is also depleted. If the US and 15 states begin to buy Bitcoin, well, you get the idea. There's almost no Bitcoin left, even for the institutions. So what he's pointing out is that we are running out of supply. And at this point in time now, Bitcoin price is ready to surge. I mean, as soon as we see 1 or 3 of those things occur. So that brings me to this. This chart shows how Bitcoin's price and mining power are connected. Of course, Bitcoin price, here, I'm just going to press play so you guys can watch this as I'm talking a little bit here. Bitcoin price is correlated with mining. And what this demonstrates here is hash rate. Hash rate on the side, and you can see that goes up. And then we've got BTC price along here on the bottom axis. And essentially what we've been seeing over the years is that as we're seeing hash rate go up, and so this is only 2015, 2016, moving into 2017, the price eventually goes up. So I thought this was an interesting visual to kind of give you guys a sense of how the hash rate and when that hash rate goes up, how that actually affects Bitcoin price. And it's kind of an unintuitive graph. We're usually used to seeing things move in a linear fashion. Nevertheless, I thought I'd bring that to you guys just to show you guys that as Bitcoin price goes up on the x-axis, more miners join the network on the y-axis, making it stronger and more secure. And so to that point, another great one here from Cointelegraph, just in Bitcoin hits a new hash rate record. So this just came out yesterday. And as you guys can see, the network is now processing about 805 quintillion hashes per second, a sign of growing security and mining power. So hopefully that does translate into a higher Bitcoin price sooner rather than later. Anyway, we're going to keep an eye on that and see. Hopefully that happens really soon. XRP Crypto Wolf posting this, guys. Apparently XRP futures listings are going to be expanding on a particular cryptocurrency exchange. XRP has secured a new milestone as Singapore-based major crypto exchange Crypto.com expands its futures offering for the token. According to a recent announcement by the official Twitter X handle, XRP contracts are now available for up-down options. So we did originally get the announcement. Now this has finally been released. XRP contracts are now available for up-down options through Crypto.com or through their app. Take control of your trades and potentially profit off whichever way you think the market is going to move. And so if you guys are familiar with options trading, you probably, you kind of get the idea. I'm not going to go into options trading right now, but you can look it up. According to an official blog post, though, XRP contracts are now available for up-down options on this particular app, the Crypto.com app, in addition to Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Avalanche, Polkadot, Chainlink, and many more. So if you want to treat your crypto purchases similar to how you can trade stock options in the stock market, now you can do that, guys, on the Crypto.com app. Up-down options are options that are automatically terminated when the underlying asset price reaches the predefined ceiling or floor price. Users can choose to buy or sell a contract based on how they believe the market will go. XRP, though, to gain further exposure. So all this to give XRP more exposure. I think that is the more important thing here. XRP's latest addition to the up-down options offers traders greater flexibility, allowing them to profit from upward and downward market moves. With XRP's recent price movement drawing significant interest, this addition could drive more engagement from futures traders seeking to profit from recent volatility. And by the way, this is not the same as shorting. You are just pretty much betting on whether the asset, the underlying asset, is going to move up and down. Again, for more information on options, I guess you should do your own research on that. And I'm sure I'm going to get questions. Are you going to be participating in this working money? No. The answer is no. Fundamentally, I think since we are in an uptrend, generally speaking, for this crypto market, now my plan is to cash out. And yes, I'm going to be cashing out some of my XRP. Going to be holding some of it too, a portion of it. And I'm going to be sharing that percentage with my Patreon subscribers. So again, for more information on all that stuff, exactly what I'm doing this time around, you can follow my trading journey at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And so more bullish news for a bullish market, guys. David Sachs did come on this podcast here saying that essentially stablecoin regulation will pass within the coming months. And Donald Trump's administration is ready to do this. Listen to this.
Everything's looking towards reconciliation. In which case, would this be an adjunct, like an add-on?
The question is what you can get through reconciliation. So in order for a bill to go through the reconciliation process where you only need basically 50 votes, it has to have a budgetary impact or predominantly a budgetary impact. I think it's called the Bird Rule. And that rule was definitely pushed pretty hard in the last administration. Remember that the Biden administration got the Inflation Reduction Act passed through reconciliation and all those subsidies for clean energy or whatever. So they've opened the window pretty wide on what can go through reconciliation, but that's the question. There's one other bill that I think is going to move pretty quickly here too. So I just mentioned the market structure bill. The other area is stablecoins, and Senator Haggerty, he's on the banking committee. He just released a stablecoin bill. There's counterparts in the House, and what the four chairmen indicated is actually they're going to take up stablecoins first, and then market structure will follow very quickly. So I think we could see a stablecoin bill pass Congress in the next several months.
So there you guys go. Stablecoin legislation within the next coming months. It sounds as though this administration is ready to pass this thing. No more waiting, no more dawdling around. So that's all very positive too. And so, I also wanted to address this. I talked about this yesterday in yesterday's video. If you guys didn't catch yesterday's video, shots were fired by the Stellar organization. And I'll link yesterday's video up here. And essentially what they posted, the Build on Stellar Twitter account, they posted, imagine spending more on lawyers than developers and calling it progress. Well, Danelle Dixon, the president and CEO and executive director over there at the Stellar Development Foundation, she retweeted this, not condoning the tweet. Progress is done when no one has to pay a bunch of lawyers. Thanks to the teams that fought, we are finally seeing progress. Now let's build. I'm surprised this person didn't get fired, or maybe they did. The fact that this tweet is still up, though, still boggles the mind. Ito Farino down here saying, well done, Danielle. We don't need more tribalism in the industry. XRP and XLM will both inevitably succeed. Alex Cobb saying, is this supposed to be damage control? Anders down here saying, mature response. X is in my future. Please drug test the person who wrote that post. OG Crypto and NFT saying, why don't you get off your butt and meet with Donald Trump or Crypto Czar Sachs? Have you put your name in on other crypto committees? Lead from action and strength, not from jealousy. And he's saying, full disclosure, he holds both XLM and XRP. Bull Diep saying, Danelle, you'd be better off admitting your mistake instead of trying to justify yourself. It only makes things worse. You shouldn't be in the leadership position at Stellar. Please resign. So, wow. So mixed reactions here. I think, it is damage control. I'm surprised this, again, I'm going to say it again. I'm surprised this tweet is still up. I would have told them to delete that. And I think if I were the head at Stellar, I would have that person fired. But that's just me. Panos here commenting, I guess most people don't know this, but Stellar was created by Jed McCaleb. I know a lot of you guys do know that, but maybe some people don't. He was one of the original creators of the XRP ledger and co-founder of Ripple. Jed played dirty and tried to crash XRP. This is one of the many reasons why I will never support Stellar or hold XLM, other than also being an inferior copy of XRP. And David Schwartz apparently did comment on Quora about Jed McCaleb one day. By the way, I do want to mention the fact that within the last 24 hours, Stellar has actually taken a large hit compared to other cryptocurrencies, down 7.58%. When you can see most of the top 10 here, and even let's call it top 20, top 50, except for official Trump coin, are down less than that. So down 1%, 2%, 3%, whereas Stellar's down over 7%. And I think that directly has to do with yesterday's post. So David did say, Jed had a bad string of ideas that Ripple's board of directors refused to implement. So Jed started Stellar based on those ideas. Jed wanted Ripple to do a Facebook giveaway. Ripple would not do that, so that was one of the first things Stellar did. The giveaway was generally considered a disaster. As it became clear that each of his rejected ideas were bad, Stellar pivoted to become a clone of Ripple. Jed tried to dump his XRP quickly, and Ripple acted to stop him through a series of lawsuits. Thanks to Ripple's refusal, Jed's XRP will probably be worth more than $1 billion. He will probably be the only person to become a self-made billionaire despite his best efforts. What a loser. He comes out a billionaire, but not of his own doing. Basically, the lawsuit that Ripple won created a situation where Jed eventually became a billionaire because he had to hold the XRP that he initially was given. When companies solicit investors, those investors get stock with voting rights. Some of them get seats on the board of directors. And you bring on smart people to help you make good decisions. Heck, Jed brought on Chris to be the CEO. Jed's reaction to not getting his way on these issues was to publicly say bad things about the company and start a competitor. In my opinion, unless you think the company is doing something illegal or severely immoral, betraying your investors and employees that way is unconscionable. Note that this is not a comment on what Stellar is doing right now or the likelihood of success. It is just about why Jed McCaleb started Stellar. I was there, but I cannot claim to be unbiased. This is just the parts about which I am relatively certain. There are things that I suspect that are even worse. So that was a comment from David Schwartz from 7 years ago now. So for those of you guys who did not know, there is a history. The Modern Investor even commenting, Stellar Lumens always has and always will be a garbage project desperate for admiration and purpose. In 2019, they burnt XLM in a centralized burn to try to make people follow and like the project. All this did was show their desperation for attention and just how good Ripple and XRP actually are. XLM is trash. And so that is the Modern Investor's opinion. Again, guys, full disclosure, I don't hold any XLM. I do think, just from a purely trading perspective, XLM follows XRP so closely on the charts. It dumps when XRP dumps, it pumps when XRP pumps. So for me, as a diversified holder, I do not hold any XLM because I already hold XRP, and that's pretty much the reason why. Cyflux down here saying, that's crazy in that those tokens were burnt and that you'd expect the price to move, but nothing. It's been a nothing burger forever. I still hold some, but honestly, I'd rather dump it for HBAR. Some people here commenting about what Ripple's actually doing, like Ray Fuentes. Ripple is hiring. Ripple is adding 32 engineers to support global operations, plus dozens of roles across all departments. Don't miss your chance to build for the #1 firm in blockchain. So apply here. And of course, he's made a video here where he's scrolling through all the different positions that are open for Ripple at Ripple. Some in Toronto here, San Francisco, New York, London as well. And he was also retweeting that initial tweet here from the Build on Stellar Foundation Twitter account. So, people doing their part. We realize what we hold, guys, and XLM, kind of the sister currency to XRP. I mean, they are forging some partnerships here. Imagine dismissing XLM. This coming from Ito Farina. Well, Franklin Templeton, managing over $1.6 trillion in assets, is actively tokenizing on the Stellar network. So it's not like they're not doing anything. They have succeeded in some small ways. Although, Ripple is really kind of like the mammoth. It has a massive amount of partnerships compared to Stellar and really compared to many other cryptocurrency companies that exist. Securities and commodities such as money market funds, ETFs, bonds, gold, and more can all be issued on the Stellar network. So let's not forget Stellar is partnered with partners. They are doing some things. They are creating some real-world utility out there in the world. But David Schwartz posted this, okay? I don't know if you guys caught this. If you strike at the king, you better not miss. And so here we go. The speculation begins. There's literally hundreds of things you could be referring to, says my dog's name is Katie. This is a wild timeline. David Schwartz posted this GIF image. I'm not at liberty to share details. So what could he mean? Obviously, this has to do with the Stellar tweet. I'm sure some of you guys have probably seen this too. If you strike at the king, you'd better not miss. Anders here bringing up the David Schwartz tweet from just yesterday. And then that tweet thread that I just shared with you guys. Well, we do have these other riddles. The white flag, striking at the king. Who is the king? What did Bearableguy say about the king? Are they surrendering? Is David Schwartz suggesting that now XRP is the king? Remember, guys, just the other day, Jack Mallers did say the same thing in his emotional rant about XRP. Anders saying, that makes sense. Now I get it. Strike. But Bearableguy, of course, has historically said the king is someone completely off the radar that is never seen connected to XRP. The soldiers, which are like rooks and bishops, are off the radar as well. Garlinghouse is the knight, and the rest of the faces you see connected to XRP are all the pawns. Things that make you go, So it's hard to interpret Schwartz a lot of times. Often he has double meanings. My interpretation is double meaning with BTC, and I believe the other king is JPM with its political connections. So guys, a lot of different possibilities here. What could be the answer? Is he talking about Jack Mallers? I don't think so. Strike at the king, maybe something that has to do with Bearableguy. David Schwartz certainly does like playing with us. I also wanted to mention that Digital Asset Buy did ask Grok why Jed McCaleb was not included in the SEC lawsuit. Maybe we can glean some information from this. There have been speculations on platforms like X where some users suggest that McCaleb might have cooperated with the SEC. However, these are speculative and without concrete public evidence. Such theories are based on the observations that Jed McCaleb continued selling XRP even after the lawsuit began without facing legal repercussions. Another theory is that McCaleb might have had some form of legal immunity or agreement with the SEC, allowing him to sell his XRP without being charged. This is speculative, but points towards the complexity of legal strategies in such cases. There certainly were some questions swirling around at that time. Why isn't Jed McCaleb involved in this lawsuit? Again, something else that makes you go, But let's just get back to the king comment. Is Bitcoin the king? Is JP Morgan the king, or the bankers? Or, as Bearableguy says, someone connected to XRP but is not a public figure? All things considered, even Sistine Research is saying he thinks XRP will likely flip Bitcoin. Well, guys, XRP would certainly have to command a high enough market cap to do that, considering Bitcoin is at $1.9 trillion. XRP now in number 4, just underneath Tether, but these two have been flipping over the last few days. I don't know, is there something more to this? What I know is that when that market pumps, I'm ready to sell out of, some of my XRP position, my Bitcoin, my altcoins. All that information can be found at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.